Hey everyone, Steve Porter, joined by Corey Fiasconoro and Charles Boda.
Hey guys.
We're here for the Disney Dining Show, and today we are at the opening day of Flower and Garden, and there's lots to see and do. It's already crazy here. The lines to get in were insane, but we're gonna do something a little bit different today. We've never done this before. It's actually Charles's idea. I think it's brilliant.
We think it's brilliant, but we'll see how it goes in actual application.
I don't know. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. His idea, well, you want to explain?
Yeah, sure. So instead of us just going from booth to booth and picking stuff we might like and then talking about a best of kind of thing, we thought that we'd mix it up a little. So the way we're going to be doing it is we've each got a budget of, what did we decide on, Steve?
I think 25 is good.
$25. We've each got a budget of $25, and we're going to use that to buy food for each other. So I'm going to pick stuff that I want, but Steve's going to have to eat it. Steve's going to pick it for Corey, and Corey's going to pick it for me, I think is how we went.
Yeah, that's good.
Or the other way around. We'll figure it out.
Something like that.
Yeah. But that way we're surprised by what we get, and we don't just get to choose the stuff that we know we're going to like. We kind of have to get out of our comfort zone, sample some different stuff. So, yeah, we're going to shake it up a bit, and it's a beautiful day out here. So
yeah, really nice weather.
I don't see us not having a good time doing this, whether it makes good video or not. So
Hopefully we don't leave a bad taste in each other's mouth, though.
That was a bad joke.
Yeah.
Dad joke over
look
here.
forward to more bad jokes on this
Coming up
edition of
soon.
the Disney Dining Show. So our first pick in this little experiment we're doing is from the Lotus House. And what I chose, and the way we're doing this, by the way, is we're not trying to screw each other up. I'm choosing stuff for Steve
Genuinely,
that I think I'd want to try, but I don't know whether he would like or not. So the first one on this list is the crab and cheese wonton over at the Lotus House. So it's something that appealed to me. I like the crab and cheese, but I have no idea whether it's a Steve Porter kind of thing, so we're about to find out.
All right, well, I'm not even going to say anything before I take a bite, and then you're going to have to just judge by the face that I make. I'm just using my hands. I don't care. Yeah, it's really good.
Awesome.
I would not have picked this for myself, but, oh yeah, it's delicious. I know you picked it for me, but I know you want to try some.
Yeah, I'm
so
gonna
dig in. Oh, yeah.
I gotta say, the Lotus House is usually super disappointing for me. It's almost always the same dried shrimp and noodle meals that we try every single festival.
Dumplings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is the first time that I've been surprised, and this is really good. I'm happy with that pick. I would have liked it. More importantly, though, Steve liked it.
Yeah, it's good, very good. 10 out of 10 would get again. So it's actually, honestly, one of the best things I've had in a festival in a long time. So already off to a good start.
Starting strong.
Yeah.
All right, so for my pick, I chose the fried green tomato dish with mozzarella on it and a balsamic glaze. This is definitely something that I would be into, minus the mozzarella, so I picked it for Charles.
All right, and before I try it, I gotta say, I hope it's good, because this man waited a extremely long time with it. It felt like Flights of Passage level waiting times to get this. But what would you say, at least 15 to 20 minutes?
Yeah,
15 minutes?
maybe even closer to 30. There was 100 people in that line. This was at the Primavera Kitchen
Yeah.
in Italy.
So yeah, let's hope it's good, because keep putting the hours for it.
Messy.
Yeah, I'd say these are these are really good. The tomatoes are still warm. You probably want to eat it right away for that, because the warm tomatoes go in with the cold fresh mozzarella that's on top of it really well. The additional greenery or purplery on top of it adds a little crispness to it, but as far as something fried in a hot theme park, this is actually really refreshing. So I'm pleased with it. You wanna?
Yeah, let me give it a go. I felt it in my hand.
Reap what you've sown.
The hot and the cold, I felt it in my hand. Let's see. I'm gonna try to get a piece with
Without the mozzarella?
mozzarella, because like I said, you guys probably don't know this yet, but I'm not a big fan of cheese.
It's a shame.
Yeah, I'm a
But that's more cheese for the rest of us.
I'm a weirdo. Just gonna try and pull this apart. Okay. Here we go.
Oh, I know. Let's, for her birthday, she wants Epcot, and then we're going to Magic Kingdom afterwards.
The fried green tomato is really good.
And I said, sorry, I don't want to have to roll.
What do you think about the balsamic glaze? I think it complements it super well.
Yeah, I usually get mad because I feel that balsamic glaze is overused on just about everything you get. It's order today, you get balsamic glaze, but the thing is, I've never had balsamic on fried green tomatoes before. I have had it with fresh mozzarella. So I think, like, for the kind of dish it is, it works really well.
The tomato's super juicy. As you can see, I kind of had trouble with it because it was falling apart because it is so juicy, but it tastes delicious. I definitely give this a big thumbs up.
Okay, so I got you the pork slider, $6.75 from the Smokehouse in the American Adventure Pavilion area. Do you like pulled pork?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
This isn't something that I would order for myself, but it is something that I would eat. I think this is something that Haley would probably order, and then I would try a bite of it. But yeah, I'm excited to see how it is. It's got some slaw on it too. I can't really share this. It would be messy to share, so I'm just gonna eat it all on my own. Let's see what we think.
I gave him permission. I said, you can do it. I don't want your germs. No, I'm just kidding. Good? Although, to be fair, the lines are so long that we've been like kind of breaking apart for a little bit while the other person waits in line. But this line happened to go by a little bit faster, so hopefully it's not cold. Is it cold?
It's not too cold. One thing I will say is like the bottom bun is kind of hard. I don't know if that maybe they toasted it, but and it's a little dry, but the flavor's really good.
That's a shame. Yeah, I think you can get extra barbecue sauce if you want. So maybe for the extra bites, if you want to add some more barbecue sauce, it might make it a little bit better.
Yeah, but the flavor's really, really good. I'd say, yeah, definitely go with the barbecue sauce because it is a little dry, but flavor, thumbs up.
All right, I'll consider that a win. So I'm checking the name because I already forgot, but it's the chicken karaage with nanban sauce. I'm totally butchering this, and I apologize prematurely. I am so sorry. But it's $6.25. Basically, it's Japanese-style fried chicken with cabbage underneath. It looks really good. It kind of looks like little nuggets, though, not like full strips of fried chicken. That's only from an observation standpoint. I got this for you because I know you don't like cheese, and finding things without cheese is difficult. And so dig in. You go first.
I think this is something that we both were really into, too.
Good?
It's really good.
Oh, okay. You had like a face of like, I'm not sure.
I feel like they probably could have been a little bit more generous with the sauce, but it is still really good.
All right, let me dig in. Let me try. Yeah, it's a little dry. I mean, it's good, but it's not what I was hoping it would be.
Right.
I feel like the description of this dish is a lot better than how it turns out. It's not bad though.
Yeah, we both saw it. We both got super excited. We were both like, yeah, that's definitely something that we want. It is good. It's not bad, but yeah, it is a little dry. And then also, I think they could have put more sauce on this, and it would have made it a lot better. A lot better.
I agree.
So at Morocco, I picked up Charles the chicken kebabs from Taste of Marrakesh. I got hyped when I saw this because we were actually just talking about this yesterday, and you were asking me how it is. This is what I get every time I go to the actual restaurant.
Oh, okay. This is what you're talking about.
This is the exact thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And hopefully they will be much less dry than the last chicken that Stephen Corey just tasted. So. You can't see my eyes because they're behind sunglasses, but I pinched to them with joy. That is really good. That one of the reasons we're talking about this is because I usually don't I think that Disney plays it too safe when it comes to flavor most of the time, which isn't to say it's bad, but they don't go supposed to.
Right.
This doesn't have any kick. It's not like too hot for anybody to eat. but there's spice in there. There's flavor. And so it's not like brand new to Disney or anything like that, but this is the first time I've had it, and this is really good. So
The couscous too.
yeah, let me try some of this here.
Yeah. That makes it.
And that's another thing where the day that you come to this festival, it's not going to be as cool as it is for us right now. It's going to be hotter out. That couscous, nice and cold and chilled along with the chicken. So yeah, I'm all for this. This is good.
I've had this before. It's one of my favorite things here.
How much did it run you?
It was $7.
$7.
And this is what inspired me to go try the restaurant. So it's a taste of Marrakesh. So it's a taste of the samplings that they actually have in the actual restaurant in Morocco in the back.
So for me, up till now, you've paid what? Like, you spent about $13 or so on my meals, give or take?
Yep.
All right, and I've actually had 2 really decent meals for that. So definitely not full yet. We're still wandering around and everything, but I do not feel cheated with the food that you've provided for me so far. So we're doing pretty good.
Good to hear.
All right, so we're right now just outside of Fresh from Florida, and my next pick for what Steve has to eat is the key lime tart. Now that's only $4.50, so by the end of Steve eating this, I will only have spent $10.50 on Steve Porter. Hopefully that money went to a good place, but we will find out in just a second. So this is the first dessert we've done today. I'm curious to see.
The presentation of it looks pretty cool.
What is that on top there? Is that
like a lime flavored strip? I don't know. The marshmallows.
It's hard.
Okay. But you know what? I'm doing this.
There you go.
It's really good.
It is.
I wanted to scare you for a little bit.
Yeah.
No, it is really good. The marshmallow, it's like not a meringue. It's definitely like marshmallow. That's good.
What? No. So what is that on the top? Is that just sugar?
I think it's just white chocolate. Actually.
Oh, white chocolate. That's good.
It does make it a little messy because the white chocolate, when you bite down, then makes the marshmallow go everywhere. And the graham cracker is a little dry, but everything together is really good. You want to try the other end?
Yeah, sure.
I will say there's not a super limey taste to it with key lime, but I still enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, and it's sweeter than I like my key lime, but it's still pretty tart.
Yeah.
And that's the most important part. You got to have a certain amount of tartness.
Yeah.
And
Let me get another bite.
Since it's fresh from Florida, one of my favorite parts about growing up in Florida is easy access year-round to key lime pie. So I don't know if other states also have that. They probably do, but
That's definitely marshmallow, though, right?
yeah. Well, they call it a meringue, but
Okay.
I mean it's not.
It doesn't taste like a meringue to me.
Yeah, if you went to a bakery shop and ordered a meringue, this is not what you would get. So.
It's good, though.
Okay, so we're over at Fleur de Lis, and just so you guys realize that we're honestly not like talking about what we want beforehand and getting each other to pick it. We're picking stuff we want for somebody else, so we really don't know the reactions we're going to be getting. That being said, over at Fleur de Lis, there was not a thing that Steve would have ordered.
Well, I was like,
himself.
there's nothing I'm going to order for any of you guys, because we are trying to order what we would order for ourselves for the other person.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's nothing here that I'm going to order for any of you guys. And I think you could tell that I was like, said it in a way that was...
If Steve were here on his own, he wouldn't eat at Fleur de Lis.
Yes, 100%.
I totally would, though. I liked everything on the menu, so I picked something I wanted to see whether maybe Steve actually would like stuff on the menu.
I
here.
have had duck here before, but I wasn't like, I thought it was good. And there was one year that I actually did really like the duck, but I just was like, I don't really want that. But I'm eating it.
Yeah. Now, before, just because I'm trying to like talk as much as possible to let his duck get cold, this brings my tally of money that I've spent on Steve Porter up to $16.50, which that's got those crab and cheese wontons, a key lime dessert, and this duck. And after he's done with it, we'll know whether $16.50 would have done a good job of filling him up, or but we've got plenty more time and more food to stuff in him. So.
Before I go into this, I think I am up to $13 spent. I've only bought 2 items though so far, so But, all right, let me get into this duck and see how it is.
Did you get any of the polenta down there?
I didn't. Let me get some of that. The polenta's really good. The duck's good too. I don't know how to really explain the sauce. It's almost like a barbecue sauce. But I don't know how else to describe it. You got to taste this too.
Okay.
I need some more descriptors here.
All right.
But the polenta's really good. I haven't mixed the polenta and the duck yet, which I think might be like the...
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Don't mind me.
Excuse me, sir. We're recording for a show. But,
Yeah, I know. I pay you to do it. That was good, though.
yeah.
That was really, really, really good.
So how would you describe this sauce then? Steve's looking for words to...
I don't know how to
it's
explain it.
It's tangy,
It's
right?
like tangy like a barbecue sauce, but it's not a barbecue
It's not a
sauce.
barbecue. No, it's there is a word, and it's not coming to me. It's a type of sauce, and I can't think of what it is. What impressed me was that this is counter service duck, and it was incredibly tender and not gamey, and just the polenta didn't impress me. I thought the polenta was
Oh, I like the
flavorless.
polenta.
I thought it was flavorless. But the duck itself, actually, we ordered everything for our
Fancy
vlog.
over here. They got
Our
Or
vlog.
for the competing vlog.
big bucks over here. I mean,
Yeah, well,
well,
you start something, you can do that too. I'm going to tell you, this was the best, my opinion. This was the best of all the ones we tried. Everything was amazing. The macarons it's sinful how good they were. But you enjoy your duck.
Some of us are dining on a budget. I'm paying for Steve.
Yeah.
No, I'm not buying you this entire spread here.
I just spent our $25 budget right in one go.
But anyway, so you wouldn't normally order this for yourself, but did you like it?
I did like it. I think it was really good. I don't know if I would have if I come back, if it's going to be my first thing that I
Try the
get.
soup.
But it was good. Now we're getting donated items, so I guess that doesn't count towards our $25.
Yeah, this cucumber vichyssoise does not count towards the money that I spent on Steve.
And I don't have a spoon, so
Although
I'm using
I almost did order this for Steve.
I'm using a fork to... I do not like that.
I just had another bite of the duck. It's almost like a cacciatore.
Oh, I did like that. It took me a minute. I like that vichyssoise.
It's like a coco van. Like if you were doing a coco van with just chicken, it's almost identical
I
to
don't know
wine
what-
sauce.
I don't
Coco
know
van
what-
is a wine sauce.
Okay.
So that's really what it is. So it's like doing coco van with duck. So I don't speak enough French to be able to tell you what that phrase would be, but that's what it is. So I've come to help.
I speak enough duck to tell you quack. That vichyssoise, which doesn't count towards anything because I didn't pay for it, but that vichyssoise was pretty good.
I didn't like it. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I'm glad that... Because I know you almost got
It
me
had
that.
a peppery aftertaste, but yeah, you would not have liked that.
I would not have liked that at all.
So this ended up being longer than we thought, but more informative because we ran into friends.
So, yeah. I think... all right, on to the next one.
On to the next one.
All right, so I got you, it's like the maple pound cake. It has peach on it and a bunch of popcorn and maple syrup, and it has a ton of stuff on here. I got it because it just really intrigued me. I've never had this before. I'm not sure if it's been in festivals in the past, but it's new to me, and
I don't remember it.
It looked really interesting. Is this something that you would have gotten?
This is the thing that I'm most excited for all day.
Okay.
When I looked at the menu, something else caught my eye, and then you said you were going to get this, and now that I'm looking at it, I love everything that's in this. The peaches, the caramelized popcorn, is that ice cream?
It looks like ice cream, yes.
And then, what is this again? It's a
caramel or maple. Oh, it's a pound cake at the bottom.
pound cake. Yeah, everything on here is right up my alley, and I'm going to dig right in because I'm super excited. Get a little bit of everything on my fork.
I mean, everything is good. I don't know if I would have ever thought to put all these things together, like
No, it's super
peach, popcorn.
different.
Yeah, it's very different. But it kind of makes, a lot of them make sense, I feel like, together. The only thing I'd be worried about is how the peach and the maple syrup go together. Is it good?
That's wicked good. And for you people who don't live in Massachusetts, wicked is a good thing, usually.
All right, now I gotta try this now.
Yeah.
It's like, the only thing with this is you definitely need a knife. I didn't get everything, but
And that ice cream with it is
It's like
such a compliment.
the popcorn is like the salty, the ice cream and the pound cake and the peach are the sweet. So it's definitely like more sweet than salty, but you do still have the salt from the popcorn.
Yeah. I love it. This is probably, and I've been on such a sweet kick lately, and I liked a lot of the things we tried. This is probably my favorite of the day so far.
Okay.
So score,
Yes.
10 out of 10.
Okay, so we're over at Flavorful Kitchen, and I got Steve something like kind of out of his or any of our wheelhouses, I guess. I want to get like a specialty beverage kind of thing, and this is kind of like that. It was listed as non-alcoholic, but it's more of a dessert thing.
Like
now
almost
that
a pudding.
yeah, now that we see it, it kind of looks like melted ice cream. We'll see how it works out, but it is the cookie butter worms and dirt. So you can't see it anymore, but initially it had like a gummy worm
Floating on top.
that has fallen in, and it's got like cookie crumbles on top to simulate dirt, and then it's
I've had traditional worms and dirt before,
yeah, I mean at some point in my life I have as well.
but this is definitely a spin on that.
Yeah.
I mean,
And while Steve is eating that, this was $4.25, so that brings the amount of money I've spent on my friend Steve.
it's like very drippy. I'm gonna.
$20.75 total.
Well, it's very good.
Is it?
Yes, it's very sweet, but it's very good.
Do you think it would be improved by the gummy worm that's sitting at the bottom of it?
Probably, yeah.
Because we're not leaving until
The
you
only
eat that.
problem is that it is like a drink. Like, this is very hard to eat with a spoon because I don't want to. It's good though. Try it.
Should I drink it?
Yeah, maybe.
That it's nice and cool, but I see that turning on a hot summer day into a bad idea very, very quickly.
Yeah.
The flavor's kind of cool though. It's a little better than I expected. It's not just sweet. It's actually got like a tiny bit of nuance in it with the cookie crumble on top and the base of it. But yeah, I don't know.
I wish there was more gummy worms.
Yeah, there's a singular gummy worm at the bottom. I'm desperate to.
There we go.
There we go. All right,
Should I go for it?
it's yours. Bought it for you.
Well, it's really hard. Yeah,
You're doing great, buddy. Would you say that was worth the $4.25 I spent on it?
No,
Not at all.
I mean it's good, but it's really messy, and I don't know if I can have much more than I have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah, that would.
Sorry, people with misophonia are probably flipping out with my chewing noises. Have you ever heard of misophonia?
I have it.
You haven't?
I haven't.
Oh, you have.
Like, it's
okay.
like when you don't like mouth noises,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I'm doing
they
that.
drive me insane. They make me very irritable.
Yeah,
Luckily, there's enough noise going around here where it doesn't bother me.
so sorry if I'm chewing in your ear right now, but I mean it's good. I just don't know if I'd ever get it again, just because it's messy and the gummy worm's hard.
So on our list of bad decisions so far, because I had a pretty good track record of picking stuff.
Yeah.
That
But
Steve.
to be
enjoyed.
fair, I don't know if this was. I don't want to categorize it as a bad pick. It's just something I wouldn't get ever again.
Okay.
I could see someone liking this
Yeah.
more than me.
All right.
It's definitely your worst pick of the day, but
Yeah.
I mean, we're not gonna go over that. But
I've made worse mistakes in my life.
yeah,
so.
I mean, I'm getting it all over my hands now somehow.
Oh, don't rub it on your sweater.
Well, I don't know where else to rub it. I don't know. On to the next one.
All right, so I got Charles here the vanilla blueberry croissant donut, violet croissant donut. Admittedly, it was very expensive for a donut, more than I'd ever pay for a donut, but it looks really interesting, and we're gonna try it. It was $6.50 here at Taste Track. The only options they have here at Taste Track were donuts, so I thought let's try the most exciting one and dig on in.
Full disclosure before I bite in, this is something I would absolutely never decide to get for myself while I'm here. But that doesn't mean I'm going to go in closed-minded. You know, Epcot's about learning and adventure, right? So,
To the future.
yeah, this is hopefully the donut of the future. Oh my god. Okay, so it's less of a straight donut. It's like a donut pastry. This is very crumbly.
Yeah, it's a croissant.
It's the.
So far, I have spent a total of $21.50 on all the stuff for Charles. However, I feel like if you ate everything that I bought in my bundle, you would be very, very full, especially if you ate it out by yourself. How is it?
It's sweet. Like really sweet. It's a donut. It's obviously sweet, but it's really sweet. The croissant aspect, it's flaky. I do like the texture. I don't think it was poorly made or anything like that. It's a donut. You should eat it with your hands. I was cutting it because I figured we'd share and stuff, but you just pick that up. I'm not a huge fan of the flavor. It's a little too purple for me. It kind of reminds me of that weird purple flavor that is not grape.
What's purple taste like?
You're about to find out.
There you go.
We had during that Potion Purple Pass Holder pop-up event, we ended up eating a lot of stuff that tasted very similar to this. So,
I guess I love the taste of purple. I love croissants. It's super sweet, like you said. But I really like this a lot. I think it's really, really good.
but here's an important question though. For $6.50,
No.
Given what else you've had here for like $6 or $6.50,
France Pavilion, the chocolate chip cookie, $3.25, $3.50, half the price. I know it's different. A million times better than this. And then also the croissant pretzel ears things with the chocolate on it. Also like $3.75, $4. Also better than this. I still like this, but not for $6.50.
I feel like if you were going to get this as a dessert after you've gotten a couple other things, it's cut it down the middle and split it between two people kind of thing. If that's how if you want to get a dessert for two people, because eating this entire thing, that's a meal portion for at least for the festival kind of size meals. So that's a lot of donut, but still $6.50 for a dessert it's a lot of money that I don't know.
Yeah,
but it's not bad. It's definitely not bad.
I think you can definitely get a lot more for that price. If this is something you seem to be super into though, you really like croissants, you really like the taste of purple, and you really like sweets, I'd say try it. But yeah, there's a lot better things you can get for $6.50.
Okay, so this next dish I probably wouldn't have come into the day wanting to get, but we've had a lot of people throughout the day asking us, have you tried it? Have you tried it? Have you tried it? So probably by the end of the day, I would have come back and tried this. It's a fried green tomato with blue crab, fennel salad, smoked paprika oil, and remoulade. Is it remoulade? Remoulade? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think so. $6. So yeah, I don't know if I would have got this to start the day, but we've probably had 2 or 3 people say, you need to try this.
I thought they were talking about the one that we already got. Was it in Italy?
Yeah, but that's what we thought.
This is what they were talking about right here. And the presentation value on this is probably the best that we've seen today.
Yeah.
We haven't tasted it yet.
It almost
looks.
It almost looks like something from the Festival of the Arts level of presentation. And it did take them a little while. The chef did take a little while preparing it. So not a super long time, but a little bit longer than they have, I've noticed, in the other the booths. So dig in, man.
And fried green tomatoes is something that I would want.
Okay, so score for me.
So just try the tomato itself with a little bit of the orange
oil.
oil and the green oil. Honestly, the fried green tomato in Italy, I think that one was better. It was
right.
messier, but I liked how it was much more juicy, and I liked that. This is very crispy. So I mean, somebody would probably say this is better because of the crispiness of it. I like the juiciness of the other one.
All right, let me dig in. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. It's good. I still think it's good.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. It's good.
But I think the one in Italy is better. That being said, if you count how long account for how long that line was, I still might get this rather than that because I don't want to wait 30 minutes for that. Where this, I waited. It took a little while for them to prepare it, but the line we walked right up to the counter, so that was only like a 2-minute wait rather than a 20 or 30-minute wait. So while that one's better, I would still probably get this one. What?
This salad has like a kick to it. This have you tried the salad
No,
yet?
let me get at it.
Yeah, this little whatever is in is like celery and like a bunch of greens and stuff. If you give it a second, it kind of has a little bit of a kick. It's a very interesting flavor.
A little bit, yeah. Not spicy by any means, but
No, just a little kick.
All right, let me get another piece of this.
If the Italy one didn't exist, and I came here and got this, I'd be all about it. I'd be loving it. One of my favorite things here, but the Italy one,
Yeah, that was so good.
yeah, that was so good.
So yeah, not one of our favorites, but not the worst either.
No, not by any means.
Okay, so before I forget to mention, the last dish with Corey put me at $24 even. So I don't think there's any items here that are only $1 or cheaper. So I think that tops me off at trying to stay under budget with the $25 budget. So I don't know. Tell me what you guys think, how I did. But let's move on to your thing.
Okay, now I was in the same problem that Steve is in now, where it was difficult to find without actually frantically searching something that would bring me in at just under $25. So I got the salmon stack for $5.50, which actually puts me $2.25 over budget, $27.25. But as this whole switching and choosing for each other was kind of my idea, naturally I had to be the first person to manipulate it for my own selfish ends and
Break the rules because you made the rules.
yeah, and I really smoked salmon is one of my absolute favorite foods, and I saw it over at Arbor. Is it called Arbor something, or
I think it's Arbor at Garden Terrace.
at Garden Terrace, I guess, yeah. But so I saw that on the menu, and we were about to close up shop, and I desperately wanted to try it, which means Steve has to try it. I'll gauge his reaction and then try it myself.
So I'll start by saying I actually do like salmon, but I don't often. I will get it like a fancy restaurant or at if we're making it at home. I like it, but I've never had it at in quick service form.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how that is.
One cool thing, and we saw this with the fried green tomatoes that the guys just had, is that they actually took a little bit of extra time here for the artistic presentation, which you see all the time at Festival of the Arts, but we haven't seen a ton here, which isn't to say that any of the foods looked shabby. Some of them looked really cool, but I mean, we're talking about taking the second to individually put the sprig on here and there, and a little more laid back and relaxed when it came to that. So.
Honestly, I feel like at a lot of these booths, the way that how crowded it's been today, I'm glad they were just kind of slopping it on a plate, because if they were individually doing little things at some of these pavilions, the waits could have been 45 minutes, and I'm not joking at all. If they were doing that at the Italy pavilion, it seriously would have been probably a 40-minute wait.
Yeah.
So I'm actually okay with the no presentation. It is nice to see it here though, because it wasn't too bad. But so here's a question: do you put it on the bread and then eat it or just?
That's a question only Steve Porter can answer.
I'm doing that. Boom. One fine. Oh yeah, that's really, really good. And it's really fresh tasting. There's avocado in there, I'm assuming, because it tastes like there's avocado in there. I didn't even.
It looks like it's avocado sandwiched in between two things of the smoked salmon, and then it's got this egg and dressing on top, which I'm also desperate to try.
Yeah, the salmon flavor. Salmon usually has like a pretty strong flavor, smoked salmon especially, and it's definitely present. But I was surprised that it wasn't as powerful of a flavor it is. It's definitely good. Let me start by saying that. It is good, and it's really fresh tasting, but the salmon flavor is not super strong. So let me see what you think.
Okay. I'm gonna get
Some salmon.
There's a little bit of tomato, some salmon, some avocado, and some capers. Always happy with the inclusion of capers.
I'm gonna put some more on the bread because I do like the.
Yeah, this is why again went against protocol, went over budget, and got this. I knew that I would love. That is great. That is just great. I'm gonna take a bite of this egg thing too. Kind of.
Yeah, I'm glad that we had this because I definitely
Egg and sour cream on there.
I would definitely have not got this for myself, but it is good. I'm glad I tried it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things that we've had so far. Even if I had to break the rules to do it, because it's the kind of commitment that we have.
That you're willing to.
Good Disney cuisine.
Yeah, there you go. So that's gonna do it, I think, for our dining review. I hope you guys enjoyed the fun twist that Charles thought up.
Yeah. Good job, Charles. Thank you. And speaking of
good job.
Good job, Charles. I don't know what I was gonna. That's a terrible segue. I will be fired for that segue immediately. But before I'm fired, Steve, how much did you spend on me?
I spent $24 out of the $25 budget, so I came in $1 shy.
Oh, you spent on Corey.
Oh yeah.
Right,
Correct.
yeah.
Sorry, wrong people. But yes.
I'm already fired. It doesn't matter.
$24 on Corey. Came in $1 shy. I won a standard budget. How do you think I did?
I think you did exceptionally well, especially picking things that I wouldn't normally get or also into, like the pork slider, the pound cake with the ice cream on it. Those two specifically were like big winners for me. I did say the slider was a little dry, but the flavor was great.
Anything bad?
That you picked for me specifically?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
I tried some things that I didn't think were that good. Like I tried your smoked salmon after the camera stopped rolling. I wasn't really a fan of that, but also that was my first time trying salmon, so I don't really have anything to go off of there. But for the stuff that you picked for me specifically, big thumbs up.
I'm gonna say, Charles, you did a great job. I think the wontons in the beginning of the day, it was a really quick start, and it was excellent because they, I think, may have been one of the best things I've ever had in an Epcot festival before. So
That's
high praise.
Oh yeah.
I will say the cookie butter worms and dirt, not my favorite, but again, this wasn't terrible. It's not like it was inedible. It just was very sweet, and it was, I don't think I would have been able to finish that whole cup just because it was so sweet.
Especially at the point of the day we were at.
Now, if we take the over-budget salmon that I admittedly shoehorned in because I just wanted to try it myself, take that out of the equation. For Steve's stuff, I spent $21.75. And I think if had nobody tasted anything and you had eaten all those yourself, that probably would have been a pretty good day.
Yeah.
As far as Epcot eating is concerned. Like full but not gross.
Yeah.
So I spent $21.50 total on Charles, and how do you think I did?
Great. My standout favorite was the fried green tomatoes, and we mentioned it earlier, but we heard person after person raving about fried green tomatoes. So he got me fried green tomatoes in Italy, thinking that that's what they were talking about. They were talking about the Arbor ones, but the Italy ones were phenomenal, and this guy is a hero. He waited so long. We had like a bunch of different conversations, got up to different things. I sent out emails, and he was still in line for that. So crowds were heavy, but it was definitely a standout. I really enjoyed that. The only thing I wouldn't have gotten myself, specifically wouldn't have gotten, is the donut. And that still isn't bad if you're a donut fan and stuff like that. It was well made, but it is also a $6 donut. So that's the only one, if I were buying for myself, that's the only one I would switch out on
Right.
what you got me.
Way overpriced for sure.
So I think that's going to do it for this show. If you want to tell us in the comments who you thought did the best out of all of us, let us know. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and thanks for watching.
See you guys.